Welcome to the Young and Black and Get the Show Sports Talk. This is your boy Samaj, aka Mr. Young Black and Get to himself, aka my mama named me James. You feel me? We're back. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've graced the microphone to all my lovely fans. You feel me? My co-host Ernest is not here at the current moment. He is running a little bit late. He's on that CPT time, but we will have a show today. And I miss y'all. I hope you miss me. In the words of what was that dude's name off of Martin? Did you miss me? Because I certainly missed you. All right. So let's get back into it. What has happened since we last connected? Well, let's just go back to last week. So if any of you don't know, I do live in Tampa, Florida. So we did have a situation down here with Hurricane Milton. Last week, it was a travesty, like a horrible situation. Came in, it was in the water as a hurricane category 5, and then it hit Tampa, as a category 3. And Tampa Bay has not been hit directly in 100 years. So we're recovering from that, but we're all in good spirits. Florida man, you can't take a Florida man's spirit away. You feel me? So, but we here. We all good we all good. The family's good. The housing, thank God, wasn't too bad of a damage. So we're blessed. Blessed and highly favored. To give you this to especially give you this episode. You feel me? I'm ready. I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit jittery, have a little bit of rest. But guess what? It don't matter. So, and I don't know if anybody can see this or not. Well, you will see this, but this is our new location. We upgraded. We definitely upgraded from the couch to a perfectly built studio. It's in downtown Tampa, and I think this is lovely. We definitely upgraded. We get into the deluxe apartment in the sky type feel. When you work hard, you get to play hard, and this is what you're gonna keep seeing us from us. I know he's not here right now. He hasn't even seen it yet, so he hasn't even seen the place yet. But I know he's gonna like it as well. So I'm excited to be working here. I'm excited to be in the studio, and I feel like this is, a great. Again, this is the greatest thing for me because to see where we come from, to see where we've gone from, to see what we're going to go, I hope you just on this ride with us. You understand? But let's get into it. My guy's still not here yet. Texted him, making sure. He texted me. He was like, "Are we scheduled at 1?" No, my brother. We were scheduled at 12. You are late. But anyway, this is not a normal occurrence with him. This is very, very rare. But I know he probably has something to go on with his family. But let's get it started. Derrick Rose. If anybody understands basketball or anything like that, you know who Derrick Rose is. Last week, Mr. Rose retired. And he's one of those players for sure, definitely in my generation, because you hear a lot of players in older generations, the Grant Hills, the Tracy McGrady's, what would have happened if they didn't get injured? Or, the Penny Hardaways, what would have happened if they did not get injured? And Derrick Rose is one of those type of guys. You can definitely say what if on his career, truly. This is a man that he is the youngest MVP of all time, coming in already, scaring the league at the age of 20. I believe he went in at 21, 22. But just to do that, and let's remind you who was in the league at the time. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, when Dwight Howard was on Orlando and dominating the league in itself, Tim Duncan, you had some of the all-timers, and he's coming in as a young player winning the MVP. And this is around the time when LeBron James is in his Miami run. So around, well, a little bit before that, before his Miami run. So it's like just to see what he did already in his early stages of his career. I mean, man, that's dope as hell. And then you know, we already knew with that Chicago Bulls team, if he remains healthy, I really believe they do win a championship, especially with Derrick Rose there, because you couldn't tell me that there was no one better other than Miami Heat and LeBron James team and the Boston Celtics. Yeah, there was no at that time. There was not a better point guard in the league, and I would say that for sure. There was nobody better than Derrick Rose at that time. That's why he won the MVP. If you look at his skill level and what he was doing, he helped evolutionize the game to the point where you see guys like John Morant do his thing. People love John now, and that's cool and that's fine. But for me, watching Derrick Rose, it was like watching a comic book character come out of a freaking comic book. It was unbelievable the things that he's done. So, and then obviously with the knee issues and multiple knee issues, tearing ACL, MCLs, then going on to the New York Knicks, and he wasn't even told by his agent that he was going to get traded. He learned at the same time we all knew, and there was a documentary on it when it came on ESPN, that he got traded. The one thing I will say, Derrick Rose is one of those guys that you cannot find anything bad anybody can say bad about Derrick Rose. That's how great he is. He was great on the court, and then off the court, no one says a single bad thing about that guy. To me, I think he's one of the top 3 most beloved NBA players of all time. You can't, I'm not even a Chicago fan. I'm not a Bulls fan. But if you ask me who was one of the best, the top players of all time, just all around, that I would claim, that I would say, Derrick Rose is definitely one of my favorite players. So I want to give a great salute out to him. Obviously, he made a lot of money. He done a lot of great things on the court. But he's done a lot of great things on the court. So all we can do is, Mr. Rose, I hope you have a wonderful retirement. I hope you have a wonderful time, man, because at the end of the day, you definitely gave a lot of us great entertainment. So it's a shout out to Mr. Derrick Rose. You feel me? But since we're on the topic of the NBA, and I was kind of waiting for my guy to come in, but he's still running late. I'm definitely charging him, definitely taxing him. Let's get on to the NBA season. Okay. So the NBA season is just around the corner. We have a lot of interesting teams out here, a lot of interesting, trades that have happened, free agency moves that have happened throughout the year, throughout the season, before the season started. And I really think there's going to be another good season. There's a lot of storylines that's coming into it. The most famous one is LeBron James and his son playing together. We got to see a little bit of it in preseason. No one really counts that because that's preseason. But for sure, you can see that I think this is going to be his most happiest year. I think he said it before. I've done everything in the league so far. I've won MVPs. I've won championships. I've done everything I can. The only thing I haven't done is played with my son. And I think that's all of that. I think that's the main thing. I think that's the main thing that he really wanted to do. And the one thing I will say about LeBron, everything that he's ever said that he wanted to do in the league, he's done. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's facts. I'm no longer going to say that anything LeBron James says, he's going to do. He's always going to do it. And he said it years ago. I wanted to play with my son, and now it's happening. So you're going to see a lot of that. I don't think there's really any high expectations for the Lakers, especially as a Laker fan myself. There's no high expectations for the Lakers. The Lakers in itself, even though they have two really good main players in LeBron James and Anthony Davis, there's always if they can't get past Denver. They can't. They simply can't. It doesn't matter. It just seems like Denver is their kryptonite. It really is. So when you have a kryptonite in Denver, which has to a lot of people the best player in the world at the current moment, which is Joker, and your best big man, Anthony Davis, is not stepping up to the point where he needs to be, you really don't have no expectations. Everybody's talking about like Anthony Davis is the best. He's one of the best players in the league, and that's true. But to me, I feel like Anthony Davis hasn't stepped up to where he needs to be. He hasn't. LeBron James came to the Lakers, and it was supposed to be a reverse Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was supposed to be Anthony Davis eventually at some point in these last 2 to 3 seasons taking over for LeBron and being the dominant guy, averaging the 30 and 15, averaging about maybe a block and a half, 2 blocks a game. And he's never done that. So your best player is a 40-year-old LeBron James, which to a lot of people, hell, ESPN just came out with their top 100 players list, and the top 10 in that list, they just put out top 10. LeBron James is, I think, number 7 at 40. So at 40 years old, he's number 7. That's better than damn near half this. That's better than damn near half the league. So, but that's not sustainable. It's really not. It's really not. So the expectations for this season, I would say for the Lakers, is to have as many photo ops with LeBron James, LeBronny Jr. I think as many photo ops and all that, many pictures, that's for his mama, his grandmama, everybody in the family, his future kids, because it is a great accomplishment. But in basketball terms, and basketball-wise, bubble. You might see this. You might see them in a bubble. No, not the bubble, but the little tournament. The little tournament. And then in the tournament, and you might not, and they'll definitely get bumped out of that. Because here's the top teams in the West that really have expectations. You have the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards. You have the Denver Nuggets. You have, I want to say, Sacramento. Sacramento is starting to get revved up and starting to become a team in the West. And then you also have Sacramento, Denver, OKC as another team. Those teams right there, they're young, they're fast, and they're hungry. I'm looking at the Lakers and they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance. So for expectation-wise, this is going to be a great season for the Lakers, as far as publicity. But otherwise, they have nothing. They really have nothing. Now, let's look at the other teams in the West, like I said, for expectations. My expectations for the Denver Nuggets I expect them to be in the NBA Finals this year. Facts. Top to bottom, left to right, sideways to sideways, they're the best team in the league. I don't want to hear nothing about anybody from the East. Nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about anybody in the East. I'm looking at a guy in Jokic that is dominating a sport that is of pure athleticism, and he has not a single bit of it. Doesn't jump high, doesn't run fast, but what he does is he makes his whole team better. He is the best player in the league, for sure. So when you have the best player in the league, and then you have a tandem with Jamal Murray, then you have Aaron Gordon, and then you have the leadership ability of a Russell Westbrook on your team, That team, to me, I feel like is the best team in the West. Best team in the West. Now, granted, I think another young bull is coming up, and Victor Wembanyama, the guy Victor, I'm gonna call him Victor, the alien from the San Antonio Spurs. I think that team has good. They should have good expectations for this year. I think there'll be a fourth seed. I think Victor would definitely be. I think he'll definitely win the Defensive Player of the Year for sure. And also, I think you will look into it. I think when you see it, he would definitely be a MVP caliber player this year, solely because of CP3. We've seen what Chris Paul has done with other teams that haven't had as near as the talent as Victor. So you take Chris Paul and pair him up with a 7'1", 7'2" alien that can dominate in the post, who can rebound, block, can come off pick and rolls, that can shoot the three, shoot them. There's the only weakness in this game is he's skinny. That's the only weakness. He hasn't garnered his grown man strength yet. Once he does that, it's over for the league. I don't care who's your favorite player. I don't care of all time. I don't care who's your favorite player in the league now. Once he gets his grown man strength, once he gets his Giannis Antetokounmpo on, there's nobody in the league that's going to stop him. He's not injury prone like Joel Embiid. And this is from looking at his career beforehand. He played in France. He's played in leagues before, professional leagues before, not injury prone. They've already taken steps. The San Antonio Spurs have already taken steps to make sure that their guy is not injured by making him stretch out a lot. Because as a big guy, you have to make sure you stretch. And that's probably a lot of problems with Joel Embiid. So to me, I think it's going to be the Denver Nuggets #1. And I know everybody's expecting the Minnesota to do something or to change something. But I'm looking at they might be #3 this season. They might be the #3 team, the third best team in the West. So right now is Denver for me, San Antonio, Minnesota, and then I will go with OKC for #4. And to round it off, I'm going to give it Sacramento #5. Those are my top 5 teams in the West. This, as of right now, without anything going, #5. Top 5 teams right now. Now, the East, I'm predicting the Boston Celtics coming out that thing one more time. It hurts me as a Lakers fan to be like, yeah, the Boston Celtics, they're going to come out again and go to the NBA championship. But who in the East should I be afraid of as a Boston Celtics? Oh, the Philadelphia 76ers? No. Why? Who's on the Sixers right now should I be afraid of? I'm gonna give you some time. Oh, the guy, Joel Embiid, he won't make it past 50 games. Paul George, no, he's injury prone. So when you have an injury prone team, why are we that is not capable of making it through the playoffs? Yes, on paper they should be scary, but at the same time, they're not going to make it through the season, man. They're not. They're simply not going to make it through the season. So how am I afraid of them? So take them off the board. Take them off the board. Giannis, you have 2 of the worst coaches coaching you. You have Darvin Ham, and as a Lakers fan, I've seen his lineups. And even still, the defensive lineups that he did weren't that good. And then you have Doc Rivers, who is the worst adjuster in the NBA history. Think about it. Look how many 3-1 leads had this man blown in his career. He eats off of that championship with the Boston Celtics more than Paul Pierce does. And Paul Pierce eats off that a lot. He still has a job in the league for no reason. So even though I want to believe in Giannis, and I want to believe in Chris Middleton, and I want to believe in that team, which they have a really good solid team with Damian Lillard, with Dame as well. When you can't adjust, when you can't make defensive adjustments, when you can't see that what you're putting out on that court is not working, I don't care who I have. I don't care who I have if I'm not telling the guys, hey, yo, this is what we need to do. And also, he's never had a guard like Dame who predominantly scores. He doesn't. If you look at the times that the guards that he's had, the point guards that he's had, the most famous one is Rondo and Chris Paul. Chris Paul can shoot. He can score, yes, but he's not a dominant scorer. His main job is to set people up, give assists, and then he finds his ways to score at the same time. Dame is a scorer. He doesn't pass the ball. So when you never coach a player like that, how you coached him last year and it was guys didn't do anything with these guys? You actually made the team worse. The record before they fired their head coach and the record that they had with Doc Rivers, it was a worse record. Oh, it was a worse record. The Bucks were a number 1 team in the East when they fired the head coach. Still don't understand the reason for that to this day. But they had the number 1 record in the East. And then they fired him. And you know where they ended up? 4th. My guy say he's coming now. Thank God. Because I needed this help. But you're when you drop down from 1st to 4th, it's embarrassing. Okay. So when you have that, So Philly is out the question. Milwaukee, out the question. We got Indiana. Not enough firepower. New York. I think New York has the best chance to actually surprise Boston. I think Cash is soft. I don't know why I think Cash is soft. I don't think he can move better than Julius Randle and move better in that system than Julius Randle. But to me, when it comes down to the time of who's going to have the ball at the end of the game, you have to put it in Jalen Brunson's hands. But Jalen Brunson is so small. And this is coming from a 5'6" guy himself. When Jalen Brunson is like 3 inches taller than me, he's going to get abused. And he's going to get abused throughout this series, especially in the playoffs, so he's going to be tired. So when it comes down, it's going to be Jalen Brunson. But in those pivotal moments, I don't believe it's going to work. He's too small. Even though he's quick, they're going to beat him up in the playoffs. And when it comes down to those pivotal game moments, I don't believe in Cat to hit those shots. It's going to have to come down to a Jalen Brunson, and he is going to be too tired at the end of it. So this is why I'm saying the Boston Celtics have the better chance of getting to the championship, getting out of the East from the East, because you have two killers on that team. You have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You're going to have these guys competing with each other, and competition with each other is very good if you know how to output it. Jaylen Brown, even though he was a Finals MVP and a Conference Finals MVP, didn't even get an invite to the Olympics, to Olympic trials. So you know he's going to come out, he's going to be pissed off. Jason Tatum is supposed to be the leader of that team, and didn't win the Finals MVP, didn't win Conference MVP, got invited to the Olympics, yeah, but was on the bench the whole time. He was like Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother. He was at the end cheering people on. And honestly, he wasn't even doing that. He was pouting the whole time. He's going to come back pissed off. I'm not going to say he's going to win MVP. I don't think he's that talented enough to win MVP. But he's going to come back pissed off. And he already thinks he's a Temu version of Kobe. So he's going to probably be watching all these Mamba mentality videos, all these Kobe motivational videos, trying to get himself right. And he's going to try to take over that team. He's going to be like, hey, this is my team. Jalen's going to be like, no, this is my team now. And they're going to go off in the season. I really think so. You couldn't have stopped them. They were a great 1-2 punch before. Now they've tasted success and they've also tasted defeat at the same time. They're hungry. And I think they're also trying to separate themselves from the old Boston Celtics teams. So I think, honestly, those, to me, it's going to be Denver versus Boston. Denver versus Boston. But to me, I think Denver's going to pull that out. Not to say Boston's a bad team. I think Denver just has a little bit more in them. But honestly, they're a better, top to bottom, well-rounded team. Better than Boston. You can hate all you want to. What I'm saying is the Boston Celtics is not ready for when they face a actual team. They have multiple ways of scoring and multiple ways of playing defense. They're not going to win. They're not going to win the championship, but they're going to be the best in the East. Honorable mentions that I didn't talk about: Orlando, Pablo, they're too young. The Orlando Magic, they're too young. Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat, yeah, they can surprise people, but I think at this point, Miami is going to, they're trying to get rid of Jimmy. Jimmy won't be in the Miami Heat uniform in the next 2 years. That's my prediction. He won't. Because him and Pat Riley, they're bumping heads. They're bumping heads. And you can tell, and the reason why I say this, you go back and see what Pat Riley said last season. When he basically called Jimmy out and said, I don't know why you're talking. You shouldn't be talking. When Jimmy said, yeah, I feel like we could have beat the Knicks or whatever, Pat Riley came out, sat down and did a press conference. When's the last time you seen Pat Riley do a press conference? Never. Okay. Said, Jimmy, shut the hell up. You can't talk because you're not even being able to play. You know who else is not going to be playing this year? Kawhi Leonard. Big Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is not playing this year. He has another knee injury that has, blown up again. That's probably another main reason why Paul George left. Got one to get traded. For money reasons, also he couldn't keep playing with Kawhi Leonard, because, you're not going to go nowhere if y'all both injured. And beforehand, we were going to discuss if he should have retired. If that was the whole plan, just to discuss if he should have retired. I think at this point, Kawhi has had a good enough season, good enough career, to be honest with you. A good enough career where he has done everything that he has done everything. There's nothing that he hasn't done. I think I gotta figure out, once his contract is up, I think he should retire. Because he hasn't even really been able to play basketball. Every time you see Kawhi, you never see him really playing back-to-back games because of his knee. And for a guy that's not athletic, that's not jumping at the gym, that's not, running that fast, for someone that is low athleticism but can shoot that ball, It's mind-boggling to me that he is always re-injuring that knee. He's always injuring that knee. So when we look at it, and it's not as severe as a Tua Tagovailoa type of thing to get the quarterback from Miami. It's not as serious as that. But you, at some point, you gotta look at the landscape. Everybody that you have came in with, they're either gone or they're barely even playing. Your peers and your rivals, they're dwindling their career down. Bro, you need to be able to walk for your kids and not always have a limp, which you're going to definitely have, but not always have a severe limp. It's a more severe limp. You won two championships. You've been a finals MVP in both of those. You brought a championship to Toronto, their first and only championship that they have. I really thought that you shouldn't have left Toronto, but I get it. You wanted to be close to your family. You want to be in LA. You thought your knee was going to be good enough for LA, play in LA, win a championship in LA, do something and cement yourself probably better than LeBron, but that never ever happened. Again, Doc Rivers was your coach, so you blew a 3-1 lead. But we're not going to talk about that. I think he needs to retire. What else does he need to do? There's nothing else he needs to do but go home, retire, be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We're never going to see you ever again. Kawhi barely talks to the media now. So when you barely talk to the media, you're barely playing. You barely played in the last 3 to 4 years. We've barely seen you on that court because you're always getting injured, bro. It's time to hang up your shoes, man. Coach a Little League basketball team and AAU basketball team if you really want to be around the game that much. But bro, it's time for you. It's time. You've had a great career. Again, it's crazy for me, somebody that just in the podcast, just sitting here and talking about it. But at the same time, bro, you need to retire. You didn't do anything in LA as a Clipper. Steve Ballmer really he's kind of in a bad position because no one's going to trade for you. Injury prone. And when you do play, yes, it's great, but the best ability is to be available. So no one's going to trade for you. So he has your massive ass contract. What does he do with you? He has $100+ million, I think it's like $200+ million shelf. He has a $200+ million antique on the shelf that he can't even use. And he can't move you because it's going to look bad on him. Bruh. I think it's over with. I think Kawhi's career is over with. And he needs to understand that. Do right by the team that did right by you. Retire, let that money be dead money so they can go out and possibly get somebody else because the Lakers ain't going to get nobody. Everybody loves to play for the Clippers, I guess. They did right by you. They've treated you very well. Apparently they treated you a lot better than San Antonio. Do right by them and, go home. You already in LA. Go home, retire, be a first ballot Hall of Famer, have your own Hall of Fame class. Do you, man? And if you do, you had a great career, man. You have a hell of a great career. But that's just my takeaway. My take. And leading into my own take. I've been hearing a lot of things about LeBron James' son having too much pressure on him. On Gil's Arena, they were talking about does Bronny have too much pressure? Does Bronny have too much pressure? And Gil is like, yeah, you don't know any other second round pick that's, getting this much media and all this type of things, and they're putting too much pressure on him and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about this now. I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, you're completely right. You're completely right. You haven't heard of a second round pick that's had this much, this much entertainment around him ever. Even Gil, who is a second round pick himself, Joker, who's a second round pick, no one cares about second round picks. Hell, most of the time they don't make the damn team. To be honest with you, they don't make the damn team. So why is he? But my question is, why do you think he's getting this pressure? When your father comes out, who's LeBron James, and tells everyone, I believe, when you're in college, that Bronny is better than half of these guys in the league. We want to see that. We want to see that. When Paul George, on his podcast, reiterates, yeah, he is. When you watch him play and how he does things and how he moves, he plays the right game of basketball, he is better than half the league. He could play right now. He could start right now. Yeah, he could start right now. Okay. When you, Gil, also talking about, oh, yeah, I've seen him train and he is better than half the league. You guys already have confirmed. You guys want us, like, when you tell us podcasters and everybody else that has a voice in the space that, A, we don't want to hear from you guys no more. People want to hear from the actual athlete's voice to, actually get an actual experience from it. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. So when you guys telling us, hey, that this kid's going to be great. But when you guys are telling us this type of stuff, we expecting results. Now, I will say, nephew showed out last night. He had 17 points. 17 points at his best game so far. But I don't think he has enough pressure with the available. He likes the pressure. He likes the media. Now, if he was a guy that was shying away from it, okay, cool, whatever. But this is a 19-year-old kid that is on the cover of Men's Health. What second round pick is even getting a magazine cover at all? He might be lucky to get a spread in a magazine inside. Talking about the draft picks for a certain team. But he's not even getting a cover, and you got LeBron James Jr. getting a cover. I don't think he likes the attention of it. So with the attention comes the pressure. You're not doing all this just to not be seen and you like it. So if you like the media attention, you're part of the FaZe clan, you're part of all these streaming services, you have your own Twitch channel, you are a content creator, that's cool, that happens to play basketball and just so happens to be the son of one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Yes, there's going to be pressure to that, man. And he deserves that. We all told him we all thought he should have been had another year in college. Him, his dad, and his agent, his family sat down and they decided that he was good enough to be here. So, okay, so if you're good enough to be in a big man's league, well, unfortunately, even though you're not a first round pick, you have the first round lineage. So you're going to get that pressure. You don't get it. So I don't like how the media pundits are saying, like, oh, he's too young for it. We are doing too much for a second round pick. No, he's not a normal second round pick. He's not a normal second round pick. He is a second round pick with first round pick momentum. First round pick media. First round pick access. I think that's plausible for a second round pick. I think that's the pressure that he needs. Because if he was just loaned to himself, if people was like, all right, who cares? I don't think he would be the guy that I think we all believe he can be. I don't think he's going to be as good as his father. That's to me. There's only two to three other people that could be anywhere near him in NBA history. 99.99% of the people in this world is never going to be as good as LeBron James at basketball. So don't put that on him. But I think the guy could be a very capable role player. Maybe one or two All-Stars. I think especially with how the All-Star system is, where the fans can vote for a starter, you'll definitely see a lot of votes for Bronny. A lot of votes for Bronny to be an All-Star this year. He won't be, but you'll definitely see a lot of votes, and that's because of the media behind it, the influence behind it. Of course, we want to see LeBron James and his son play together in an All-Star game. It won't happen, but we'll like to see it. So I think he needs more pressure. He needs more. And as the season goes on, he's going to get that pressure from but it's going to make him better. If he goes 0-4 and has one assist, they're going to be on his head on Instagram. They're going to be on his head in the comments. They're going to be on his head on the court. Because guaranteed, he's going to have a lot more pressure from the fans, especially fans in Utah, fans in Cleveland, fans in Boston, fans in Memphis. They're going to be at his head. They're going to be at his head. The reason why I named those teams Boston, because it's a Laker franchise, and they are known to be crazy, talk hella crazy. Utah, we know Utah is a known racist ass fan base, and they say the craziest things already. Memphis has, for whatever reason, has a small little rivalry with the Lakers. Really, it's between Ja and LeBron. Even when Ja was hurt last season, Bron is still going at him, talking about rocking the baby and stuff like that after a game winning score. And Ja's like, yeah, I'm not out there. They have a little miniature respect rivalry, I guess, but they talk crazy out in Memphis. Cleveland, if you think that they forgave Bron for leaving, they haven't. Even though they won him a championship, they haven't. So those fan bases gonna go crazy. If he missed, they're not gonna go at LeBron. LeBron's still good. They're gonna go after his son. And LeBron is gonna have to handle that. You want to be in a man's league? All right, cool. I don't care how old you are. You want to be a man in a man's league, you have to handle that. Be a man. I joined the military at 18. I was not a man. I was legally a man, but I had to become a man because I joined a man's army. Same thing with Bronny. So Bronny, I'm hoping the best for you, man. I hope the season goes great for you. But yeah, if you willing to take if you want to cover men's health, shit, take it all, man. Just take it. Just pause. But handle it with grace. That's all I can say. Handle it with grace. All right. You know what we also handle with grace? This NFL season. This NFL season has been amazing. Amazing. I have definitely learned I would never have Stefon Diggs date my sister. He cannot date my sister. If you know, you know. You know. But let's do some recaps, right? Let's do a quick little recap of the season. So let me pull up the record so far. Let's just go off of this, right? So in the NFC South, right? In the NFC South, we had the Bucks, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, and the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have benched Bryce Young. They pretty much like done away with the whole Bryce Young experiment at this point. After Homeboy has only been a quarterback there for a year, they're done with him. They're done with him, which is crazy to me. You have to develop. Not only develop, you have to put the pieces around him to develop into the quarterback that you want him to be. How are you going to tell me to cook something or make a meal for you when you don't give me the utensils and the ingredients to make the meal for you? If you tell me to make fried chicken, but don't give me no flour or no eggs, how am I going to make a tasty fried chicken meal for you? It's not going to happen. And that is what's happening to Bryce Young in Carolina. You haven't given them pieces yet. Did you go out? You didn't draft him a good wide receiver. He's being killed because his offensive line sucks. So he's getting too much pressure in. So he's not even getting the time to even scan the field and make a good pass. He's not. He's not. The New Orleans Saints, it makes me happy to know that they're 2-5. The Buccaneers and the Falcons, they're both 4-2. To be honest with you, I think the Bucs should have been 6-0. They should be 6-0. If you can beat the Detroit Lions, if you could beat who I thought the Philadelphia Eagles, if you can beat those two, everybody else on your schedule you should have been able to beat. You beat Washington, who's having an amazing season. You beat Washington, and then you beat the Saints. But you couldn't beat the Broncos, Bo Nix Broncos, or the Falcons. Now, the Falcons game, the Bo Nix one, that was just terrible. They just got their ass beat by that. I was ashamed to watch that game. The Atlanta Falcons one, you could have been 5-1 and had a good secure hold on the division at this current moment, because everyone knows you're going to beat the Panthers twice. You should beat the Panthers twice. The Saints, because they've played each other so tough and so tough, those games are going to split. The Falcons, you should be able to beat the Falcons twice. And then even if you want to go about it, right, that you split the two games between the Saints and the Carolina, okay, cool. You played them twice, you get that. You should definitely beat the fucking Panthers twice. It is what it is. Because you're a better team than them. On paper, you're a better team than everybody in the NFC South. The only thing that can stop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from going to the place where I think they can go to, which is a deep front in the playoffs and possibly playing in the Super Bowl, is their coaching. And you know what I mean by this. If you're a Tampa Bay Bucs fan and you watch the games, you know that in that Falcons game, in the last two drives, the coaching wasn't good. It seemed like Todd Bowles didn't know what the hell he was calling. There was at one point in time we were 3-20 on the last drive, 3-20 or 3 and something like that, 3-20, 3rd and 20, and we're running the ball. There was a point where I was like, okay, I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, okay, he's only running the ball so that way we can, okay, it doesn't really. You weren't even in field goal range. He wasn't even in field goal range. Now, granted, you had a stupid ass penalty that pushed you back. And then there was a screen pass where Mike Evans got loose. He got loose, which honestly, if I'm seeing that, I'm going to use that later on in the season. Where everyone thinks I'm going to throw the ball to either a Rashad White, which I think he has lost his job, or a Bucky Evans, or a Bucky. I'm throwing it to him. I'm going to have a wide receiver come off the top. Hopefully he can get free. Boom. If he gets free, that's an easy touchdown. Because everybody's attention is focused on the screen. You need to use that play later on. But you're calling a run play on 3rd and 20, and you're not even close to field goal range, which then gave the Falcons a chance to go on and have the ball. And I believe they went down and kicked the field goal. When you saw your defense was getting killed the whole entire game. The whole entire game. I think they maybe stopped them a couple times. I think they maybe stopped a couple drives where it either ended off in an interception, a fumble, or they just stopped them entirely. But in reality, the man threw 500 yards on your team, on your secondary. Antonio Winfield wasn't there at the current time. So, and obviously when Antonio's there, that defense, that secondary plays different. It's those type of play calling that makes me question if the Bucs going to even have a strong or deep enough playoff run, because you have those idiotic call plays. 3rd and 20, we're running. We're not even in field goal range. Let's try to get the field goal range. And guess what? If we get an interception, or if the other team picks it off, cool. We're going to give it right back to them anyway. That's just how I'm thinking. Maybe I'm not the most football-minded person. Fuck it. I play football, love football. It doesn't make sense to run the football at 3rd and 20. You need to get a field goal to ice the game and get rid of the game. And you can't even blame Bucky the drive before when he fumbled. You can't blame him because that didn't ruin the game. They got a pick off of Kirk Cousins to give you that drive, and you're going to reward that defense with a 3rd and 20 run play? Fuck out of here, man. And you punting the ball, and then the Falcons go down, and now they're 4-2 with us. Like I said, we should be 6-0. The Bucs should be 6-0. But it is what it is. NFC North. The Vikings are 5-0. The Lions are 4-1. The Bears are 4-2. The Packers are 4-2. That's the hardest division of football. That's the hardest division of football. I think the Lions, they legitimately had a good chance at possibly playing in the Super Bowl. But when you have your best defensive player get hurt and get hurt badly, Aiden Hutchinson, and the way he got hurt, I think their Super Bowl run is over with. I really do. Even though they have the offensive weapons to go out there and play, to me, I really feel like Aiden Hutchinson is the heart and soul of that team. And you have at least what I saw when we played them and we beat them, even though we beat them, he had 5 sacks. 5 sacks. If he doesn't have those 5 sacks, that game is a blowout. He was that much the defensive disruptor. And he was everywhere. He was everywhere on that line. So the Vikings, again, don't know how they're 5-0 right now. Don't know how they're 5-0. But I thought they would be the 3rd best team in the league, the 3rd best team in that division, behind the Packers. But like I said, the whole division is tough. Let me just want to know the numbers again. The Vikings are 5-0. The Lions are 4-1. The Bears are 4-2. And the Packers are 4-2. That's the hardest division of football. That's the best division in football. Best division. Then you have the NFC West. 49ers are 3-3. Seahawks are 3-3. Cardinals are 2-4. And the Rams are 1-4. To me, I'm going to make a prediction. the 49ers going to barely eke out that division. You're going to barely eke out the division. And like I've been telling people, Brock Purdy is not that good of a quarterback. It's not. But everybody was ready to give this brother an MVP award last year no. He's not as good as everyone think he is. Plain and simple. He's not. And then we're going to go off with the NFC East, which is a shock. The Washington Commanders are 4-2. That boy Jaden Danielson is amazing. The Eagles are 3-2. Cowboys 3-3. The Giants are 2-4. Get rid of Daniel Jones. I've been saying this for as long as I've possibly seen this guy play. Get rid of Daniel Jones. There's no reason why you should have Daniel Jones as your quarterback. And then also it's going to look bad on that GM. The GM that is at the Giants right now. You know why? Because even your son, you have it on footage. Hard knock footage that he told you to pick Jaden Danielson. Go up and trade up for Jaden Danielson. And he's in your division whooping your ass. Yeah. If I was, I'm firing him. Because you should have listened to your son. Who's like 12, 13. You should listen to your son. Now let's go over to the AFC. The AFC, the Bills are 4-2. The Dolphins are 2-3. The Jets are 2-4. And the Patriots are 1-5. Then you go into the AFC West. The Chiefs are 5-0. Chargers are 3-2. Broncos are 4-3. Raiders are 2-4. The Baltimore Ravens, again, another team that should be 6-0. 6-0. They should have beat the Raiders. And then dude have big feet hurt you in sports. I'm starting to realize that. Big feet hurt you in sports. Because you can't plant your feet. You can't plant your feet in the right position to get KD, big feet, hurt him. Instead of a three, it's a 2. 2 points. Instead of the wide receiver having a touchdown, it was out of bounds. And Lamar Jackson threw a very nice ball. Very nice ball. The Bucs play them next week, or the next week. And let's go off the scores. The Ravens should have beat the Raiders 26-23, and then they should have definitely beat the Chiefs. They're a better team than the Chiefs this year, and I can say that wholeheartedly. Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback this season than Patrick Mahomes. Facts. To be honest with you and to be real with you, it should not shock you if he wins a second back-to-back MVP. It won't happen. It won't happen because he's Lamar Jackson, but it shouldn't shock you if he does. Because he's having an MVP caliber season. His team is the best in the league. And I will argue with that with anybody. He's the best player in the league, by far. And I will argue with that. And my guy that I'm supposed to be arguing with is coming soon. I know we all waiting for it. We might be arguing about that pretty soon. At the end of the day, the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the league. They'll be playing the Bucs, I believe, on Monday. On Monday, which is it's going to be a very good game. I know what I'm gonna say that for later. Welcome to my co-host.
What's up,
Mr. Elate?
Come on, man. You gotta cut me some slack on that, man. I was busy. Kids.
Shit. That's why I don't have any.
Yeah, exactly.
But let me introduce him because he is an important part of this podcast. Let's give it up for Big E, a.k.a. Mr. Sports Almanac, a.k.a. my co-host, a.k.a. the guy that helps this thing stick together. Let's give a clap for Ernest, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you, bro.
No problem. See?
Bad about the lateness, though.
Yeah. You want to talk about that.
Yeah, man.
This is expensive for my nigga. But let's get to it. So I think this is going to be the part where, because of the time, we're just going to jump right into it.
Okay.
All right. So the NBA season is upon us.
Right.
I gave a little rundown. I said these are my top teams coming into the season so far.
Okay.
So for the West, I gave it Denver, Minnesota, Denver, San Antonio, Minnesota, OKC, and excuse me, Sacramento. For the East, I'm giving it Boston, New York, Milwaukee, and Philly. And then at that point, it's just a huge ass drop off. It could be Indiana, it could be Orlando, but those teams, I don't feel like it's going to come out the East at all.
So you said on the East side, you said who? You said Boston, Milwaukee.
No, Boston, New York, Milwaukee, and Philly.
And Philly. Well, you already know that Paul George and Joel Embiid with their injury-prone asses, or he said they're not doing back-to-backs.
I said that.
So it's a more of a gel type team with Philly. I don't think they're just going to be up and running right away. To me, I think Indiana is that team to me that they surprised a lot of people last year, but I think they're going to be on the rise. And to be real with you, Orlando did some things. I think Orlando's going to make a push. I'm giving Orlando some credit. Now, New York, that's interesting because with the offense and the way they have it set up, it's going to be a lot of ISO ball and a lot of guys playing. It's basically set up for Jalen Brunson and to engineer the team. I'm not saying it's going to be all Jalen Brunson. The most important thing, and I think that they feel that they got handled, is the whole center situation. The thing with Cat is he falls in love with his shooting too much, and that's what really killed him last year in Minnesota. He's 6'11". He thinks he's
6'4".
Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes he gets on like a little bit of a shooting streak. He's a great shooter for a big man. He's got great touch. But I think, and it'll probably be Tibbs and some of the coaching staff that makes him realize, hey, take it more in the inside or whatnot. But that's his advantage though, because he can face on the offensive side. He can face you off and take you to the left, to the right. He's very skillful. But with that, I just don't. With New York, it's about gelling too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have any issue because he's got all the rest of the Villanova cast with him that's going to play, the defense or whatnot. And I really like them re-signing, what's his name?
Not Davidenko.
No, he's in Minnesota. I'm talking about dude the fro, number 8. Came from Toronto.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I have his face in here, but I don't know it. Let me look it up real quick. But
it's all about them gelling as well too. So you got two teams that made some big, headline news as far as trades that they really have to gel together.
No, facts. I
don't think New York's gonna jump right into it. And
OG and Anunoby.
Yeah, OG Anunoby. Yeah, I really like him, but I just think with Philly, they can get injury prone. And Tyrese Maxey's gonna have a hell of a year. I think he's gonna have a hell of a year.
How? When Paul George is gonna stifle and take most of his targets.
Because I'm telling you, Paul George is already hurt.
Right, but when Paul George is the type of guy that when he comes back, he's expecting to be at least number 2.
I know he's number 2, but the thing is, I understand what the offense is going to be ran through. Okay, first of all, the number one option is going to be Joel Embiid. All right, when they're running and gunning, is going to be Tyrese Maxey. And then their ISO guy on the perimeter is going to be Paul George, right?
Yes.
Okay, but the person that runs that engine is Tyrese Maxey. Let's not get it twisted. Tyrese Maxey's young. He's like, 23? Mm-hmm. Maybe, if anything. He's the one that he's the one that's going to have a great year. I think he's the one that's going to give him. I think he's going to push up to about 25 to 24 this year. I think he's really going to push up. But now, thanks to the cast that he's supposed to like, the cast that he has, he's going to average about 7, 8 assists. But the thing about it is, it's all about with the cast that he has and New York with their cast. It's about still gelling together because remember that those are trades that are made, pickups. I like Philly's picking up Andre Drummond too to back up Joel Embiid as well too. But it's all about gelling for them.
He's also injury prone too. Well, we saw what Tyrese Maxey was when Joel Embiid went down. Nothing.
Bro, I think he'll make up for this year.
Okay.
I believe he'll make up for this year.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, and then I think Orlando's going to make a nice jump, and I think Indiana's going to be consistent.
Like I said, it's Boston's championship or Boston's Eastern Conference championship to lose.
Yeah,
they're the best team. They're the best team. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have a lot to prove because even though Jaylen Brown was an MVP, Finals MVP, or a Conference MVP and a Finals MVP, he still wasn't. I think that really ticked him off to not even be considered for the Olympic team. Then you have Jason Tatum, who didn't win shit. Like, he won the championship, but he was, as the leader, he didn't win anything. Goes on, gets picked, but he's on the bench. He's number 15. I think he has a lot to prove. And again, I think he believes he's a team move version of Kobe.
Bro.
Like, facts.
Bro, honestly, they don't have anything to prove. They don't have anything to prove. The champions. They're the champions.
Tatum doesn't have nothing to prove?
No. He's the leader of the Boston Celtics. They're both the top. They're the two top players in the Eastern Conference. They always had something to prove before. They won the championship.
So you think a guy that looks up to Kobe Bryant as much as he does?
He can't control that whole Olympic thing. That was a debacle.
The brother tried to recreate pictures of him winning like the same pictures that Kobe had. He tried to do the same thing in Boston. You don't think
That's his idol, bro.
Right. So if you don't think someone that loves Kobe as that much doesn't think that he has nothing to prove, excuse me, he has stuff to prove.
He just won a championship. Just won a championship, bro. You can't control what the debacle of the USA Olympic roster was. They had Kawhi Leonard on there. And Kawhi Leonard had that knee situation. They had Kawhi on that team. It was logical to get the two guys that won the championship on that team. You had Kawhi on there.
Derek White was picked over Jaylen Brown.
Kyrie wasn't even on the team, bro.
You know the reason why Kyrie wasn't on the team.
Exactly. But as like he said, it's competition. You're supposed to be able to try out, not just get picked. That was a debacle in itself. Jaylen Brown and Tatum, they won the championship. They made their run after all those years with dealing with the Miamis, dealing with the Milwaukees, dealing with all those great playoff teams they had to go through, and having to come up short. They won their championship. Now their main focus is to try to go ahead and win another one. That's the focus. The Olympic thing, no, that's Steve Kerr doing his thing and them trying to, figure out the rosters or whatever. Jaylen Brown should have been on that team. Jason Tatum should have got more time, but they had a particular way about going about it. That's the Team USA, and that's how they want to do things. But as far as them, ramping up for this seasons, they're champions, and they're trying to repeat as champions. That's the focus. You
know what they have to prove?
What?
Jason Tatum has to prove that that's still his team, and Jaylen Brown is going to have to prove that that's his team.
No egos, bro. You can't have egos. They know, okay, first of all, they're the main two.
Yes, they're the main two.
They're the main two. They know how – everybody on the Celtics know how this works. They're the main two. They're the highest paid players.
Okay.
They both got 5-year contracts of $300+ million. Mm-hmm. That's insane in itself.
Jaylen Brown gets paid more than Jason Tatum, by the way, just to let you know.
What, this year?
No, over the lifetime of that contract.
Who cares? They both $300 million players.
Mm-hmm.
They're the engine for the Celtics. Anything that happens during the season, they're taking responsibility for it. They're focused on repeating as champions. I ain't worried about the Celtics.
So who takes the last shot?
Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, bro.
No. Who take? It's no either or.
Bro,
who takes the last shot?
Bro, if we're playing a basketball game, me and you are cooking, right?
Right.
But you've scored the last 10 points in the quarter. Who's getting the ball?
Me.
Exactly. So whoever is on fire is going to get the ball. It's not going to be an argument. It's not. There shouldn't be an argument. They've been playing with each other for more than what?
At least 7 years. But
Yeah, bro. No.
So
no egos. No egos. That's how you play basketball. That's how you get results. No egos.
Yeah, we saw there was no egos in OKC with Russ and KD.
Oh my God,
KD gets hurt, and then Russ starts becoming fucking Batman. How can you put Batman away? It's already out the box. Pandora box is already open.
Bro, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
When I'm telling you there's going to be a problem this year, and it's going to be the media that's going to be like, hey, who is the real guy?
Media always does that.
Right.
Media always does that.
And guess what? They usually fucking win. Think about it. Shaq and Penny. You're an Orlando Magic fan. Who tore them apart? Shaq and Penny, the media.
Shaq messed that up, and he knows he messed that up. He took responsibility for that, bro. Egos, no egos, man.
Who's your MVP this year?
Who's my MVP? That's interesting.
If it doesn't start with a Victor and doesn't end with a Wembanyama, crazy.
Not going into the second season. I think they're going to make the playoffs, though. It was great Chris Paul pickup.
Oh, yeah, that was the best pick.
Yeah,
best
control
team.
the offense and whatnot because they can play. As a team, they can play. They're well balanced. But I think Giannis will be up there.
With Doc Rivers as a coach?
Yeah. He's going to get a lot of usage this year. Remember, Doc Rivers came in between the season. I know Doc Rivers is not the best coach, but I think Giannis is going to have a lot of responsibility.
Doc Rivers, I compare Doc and fucking Steve Kerr as the same type of coach.
I don't. But, okay. Giannis, Steph. Bro.
Steph? MVP?
He's going to be a candidate.
They won't even have a winning season this year, man.
Well, he can push them to that point.
With who? Draymond? Yeah, Draymond definitely gonna ball this year.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm talking about the usual suspects, bro.
LeBron too? LeBron MVP? No.
He could be, yeah. Bro, it's all depending on how they push, how they push their teams. I'm talking about guys that know that they're the main entity of their teams. So if they're in playoff contention, yes. But you know what I'm saying? Like a surprise candidate that I would choose. Okay, let's get into surprise candidates. Okay, well, if New York has a great season, Jalen Brunson runs that team. Jalen Brunson is one. Mm-hmm. My man Ant Edwards. Remember we talked about Ant.
I don't think that's a surprise though.
It'll be because now that it's basically his team. Ever since now that they traded away Cat, that's his team.
Right.
I just don't like them.
They should have traded fucking Rudy before they should have traded Cat. That's just my opinion.
To me, yeah. Because the Julius Randle situation, because Julius Randle can ball.
Yes.
And I think he's going to be more aggressive at the 4 spot, but he's still not the best passer out of double teams. You saw against the Bulls during the preseason what happened. 2 possessions.
Yes, he got trapped, but
he got blocked. And he wasn't paying attention. He's not the best passer out of double team because he's so aggressive to the basket. I think that's going to help. You need that type of aggression and that type of physicality, but he still is not the best out of double teams. It's going to really develop Naz Reid because I'm sure he's going to be switching between the 4 and the 5. He's a great defender. He's a great shooter. And Randall can shoot. But as far as that trade works out, it's more Anthony Edwards' team. I expect huge numbers for Anthony Edwards.
Okay, so he's
going to be in that MVP conversation.
This is my top 5 MVP conversation as a whole, as I'm thinking. I can't put Joel Embiid in it because he's too injury prone.
Yes.
He's not going to make the game.
No, he already told us. He already told us he's not doing the best.
Okay, so the MVP discussion is out. Mm-hmm. Joker, he's always going to be in it.
Yeah.
Luka, he's always going to be in it.
I agree. He was in it. He was in it for a while last year, doing his thing.
I think Kyrie helps him a lot. But I don't like to say this to other NBA fans. I'm not a fan of Luka's game. It reminds me of James Harden, and I feel like it's a great game.
I think it reminds me of LeBron more so.
You're wackadoodle.
It's more LeBron-ish because he's actually high pick and roll from the top or the sides, and then he makes the play. Mm. It's more just LeBron-ish, but without the physical. Yeah. But with the skill of shooting and but he's a great passer.
We'll talk about that later. I'm just gonna get this off real quick. So it's Jokic, Luka, and then Giannis. Giannis is always Giannis, and then those other. I think Victor is going to be in it this year, especially with the.
I think defensive player of the year, Victor is going to be.
Oh, that's done. Yeah. They're going to make up for that last year because he should have won last year.
Yeah, for real. I don't know what they were thinking.
They weren't trying to give a rookie defensive player of the year.
I don't know why. He really did his thing defensively.
I think with Chris Paul, we've seen what Chris Paul does with teams.
Right.
He makes them better.
He's going to put
And then if you look at it, every young player that he's ever played with, look where they're at now.
Right. Absolutely.
Shea,
and I
MVP
think,
caliber player last year.
Whatever.
Devin Booker, I think he needs to get away from KD and all that shit. But when you looked at it, he was a better player last year, best player from that team last year.
Uh-huh.
So I think any place that Chris Paul goes to, those young guys, that young man guy, he gets way better. And I think especially with that pick and roll type of style of play, Victor's going to get he's going to be in that MVP conversation. And then the fifth one, I'm going to go with Ant-Man. That's my top five.
Yeah, Chris Paul going to have that team running. But I agree with those two.
And then with the mind of Greg, I don't know if Greg Popovich and Chris Paul's going to get along. But the IQ in that room is off the charts.
Right. And Chris Paul don't have no ego now. He's 39, bro. I don't know why. Honestly, I was looking at how many assists he is away from John Stockton. I was like, he's not catching that. He's not.
No, it's over. Unless he wants to do 45. His style of play.
He's gonna have to play till he's 40.
I think his style of play he can play till 45, 46, and just be an assist guy. Yes.
No, that's tough in itself.
I get it, but you're not shooting. He doesn't play defense as much. His defense is his mind. So he can tell guys where to go.
Nah, I give him at least another year, if anything. That's it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Another year?
Another year, that's it. That's at most with Chris Paul.
You know who I'm not giving no more years to? Kawhi.
Yeah, you heard Perry say, man, he might be having to think about retirement.
Bruh.
At least he wasn't lying about his knee. He's always had knee problems.
That's why he's asking to make the Olympic team.
Yeah. That's tough, man. It sucks. It sucks because when he plays, he balls. He really does, man. Now we got to see the James Harden show.
I think
as in the Clippers now.
I think other than Derrick Rose, those two were the only guys I feel legitimately could have possibly challenged LeBron's career. Yes, I said it.
Bro, how many guys have challenged LeBron's career?
No.
Beat LeBron.
No. This was a rookie Kawhi in the finals checking
he beat
in.
LeBron.
And he's like, oh, shit.
He lost to LeBron, and then he beat LeBron.
Right.
By, they killed LeBron. And I'm a Heat fan. So
busted their ass.
Yes. Please.
And he was the main reason.
One of the main reasons.
Defensive, dude's long pause. He has big hands, all that. And and he's a great mid-range shooter. And then he's one of the best mid-range shooters of all time. Then he gets a great three-point shooter, and he can play defense. What I'm talking about is when Kawhi was Kawhi and at his best, in his quote-unquote short prime, there wasn't – the only person that you could really possibly say was better than him was Bron, but not by that big of a margin.
Top 3 forwards were him, KD, and Bron. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. No, I agree.
To me, I think he's better than KD. And a healthy Kawhi, better because of the defensive aspect.
Defensive aspect. Because before he got hurt with the Clips, in that particular run, he was averaging 26, shooting over 40 or 38, 39% from 3, shooting over 50 from the field, averaged about 8 rebounds.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And did his defensive thing, but it's just tough. It's just really tough to see a great player like that, having to deal with so many injuries.
I think it was inevitable because him and Paul George is probably the most underwhelming duo of all time. They were both injured a lot.
Worst trades.
Yeah.
One of the worst trades.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. But look, that's what happens when you don't fuck with the king, man. Listen, you want to be your own superstar. Then Paul George didn't want to come to the team, and then y'all both got fucking injured.
Well, they did make it to a conference final, so.
They also blew a 3-1 lead
Yeah, they did.
to a young Luka.
Yeah.
When they was talking all that shit, talking about, oh, we going to beat the LA, da, da, da. No, conference finals don't mean nothing unless you win a championship.
Yeah, that was the focus. You're absolutely right. That was the focus.
And now Steve Ballmer pays this man all this money, and now going into his new arena, doesn't even have a star. Doesn't even have a star to
They
sell.
have James Harden. They have James Harden. They're going to go back to ISO James.
Bruh, James Harden gonna average. He gonna try to average 30 again. Bruh, like, no, James Harden can't do shit. I like James, but again, the reason why I say James Harden is a great regular. You know who he reminds me of in football terms? Peyton Manning. Great in the regular season, chokes in the fucking playoffs.
Peyton Manning won championships.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but choked.
Yeah. Has James Harden won a championship?
Never.
Okay, then you can't compare.
We can't compare?
No.
Yes, we can. Because all-time great numbers in the regular season, goes in the playoffs, chokes. Peyton Manning gets lucky a couple times, but nine times out of 10, choking. You don't agree with that? I forgot you're a Colts fan. This is a sensitive topic for you. Got you.
I mean,
Never mind. I'm sorry.
I'm saying he won a championship. James Harden hasn't won a championship. Yeah, I mean, look, no, you can tell me all that stuff, which are facts, but he made his run. He did his thing. So, I mean, he's won his championships. He's won 2. And he's been to 4 Super Bowls. James Harden has not been to an NBA Finals, except for 1.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. And he didn't play that good.
Okay, how about this? He's a Phillip Rivers.
You could say that. If you want to go old school, but I mean, current.
Current? Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Josh Allen, he balls out.
He balls out, but it's, a lot of guys struggle when they get to the playoffs. It's not that easy.
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of James. It's just that as James Harden is a great player, but he's a selfish player. His game is pretty much ISO ball, and I'm not impressed by him because I've seen other players in that same scheme, and I've seen what they've done. Jeremy Lin was going to be a fucking superstar if he would have stayed in that fucking in that scheme. Do you agree or not?
If he would have kept on playing there, yeah. But that whole James Harden career in Houston was special. You saw the numbers, the individual numbers. It's just like you said. He just got really fatigued when it came to the playoffs, and we saw it. So, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, James Harden sucks.
And the Clippers are gonna have an typical Clipper season.
They're not making the
at least they're gonna have a nice building. That building is fire.
It's fire.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, with a losing record. Automatically going to have a losing record. That's Clippers for you. Somebody said they need to change the logo or change the name.
I thought they did change the logo. Don't they have like some kind of big yacht or something?
This thing is still to see.
No, they changed. Like, if you look at it, yeah, look it up. They got some. It's on the floor. I think it's on the wooden floor.
The wooden floor?
Yeah, man, it's pretty nice.
Let me see.
It's the new logo and whatnot. Got a yacht on there.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, they done changed it up.
He didn't change the name then. That Clipper name is they didn't change it.
Maybe Steve Ballmer changed that too.
Shit, we got enough money too.
Yeah.
What, let me see. What else is on the itinerary for today? Kawhi's knee is busted. He's not playing again. And, okay, let me ask you this question. We want to have a quick debate.
What's up?
Do you think the pressure that LeBron James is getting from media, fans, the pressure that he's getting?
Pressure of what? He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything to prove anymore, bro.
Bronny James?
Bronny James. Oh, you talking about Bronny James?
Yeah. You talking about senior?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I thought you said senior. Like,
No,
Bron ain't got
no.
nothing else to
We
prove.
don't-
But
we're
just
not
focus
picking-
on making the playoffs.
We're not picking on Bron no more because we have something else to pick on. His son. Like, what we doing? Like, it was just announced a couple days ago that he's going to be on the cover of Men's Health, a second round pick.
Well, look. Hey, it's been done for the longest time. Whether father of whether he's the lead of the CEO or head of something, hey, the opportunity is given to the family member. I'm not hating on what LeBron's done for his son.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We're a big fan of Gil's Arena, right?
Right.
And on the show, you got Kenyon Martin, you have Gil, you have Swaggy, you got everybody except for Rashad.
Rashad McCants. That's
Everybody,
my boy, man. I love listening to Rashad. He's funny as shit.
but he be trolling, dog.
Yeah, I know.
So everybody except him is saying that, man, y'all doing too much, yada yada yada. Fuck me, y'all doing too much. He's a second round pick. What second round pick, has this much media attention? And I'm like,
It's the
okay,
name, bro. It's
what
the
second
name.
round pick is going to Men's Health
I know.
cover of a basket? What was crazy? What second round pick that has a perfect face scan of him in 2K?
That's true because Anthony Edwards still looked the fucked up.
Exactly.
Looked horrible on 2K24.
Like, like we're talking about, there's too much pressure, but I think there's a lot of things you're not thinking about when you're thinking of, like, there's a lot of things that you're not thinking about when you're talking about it. Yes, he has a lot of pressure, even though nephew balled out in the last game. Balled out. But I think that's what he needs, honestly, because this brother is focusing on everything else but basketball at some point. It's like, nigga.
You know what I think is going to happen to him?
What happens?
If it doesn't work out.
With basketball?
If it doesn't work out with basketball, I give it about 6 years of playing basketball.
A tell-all book?
Yeah. Or, no. Not nothing like that. No, that kid is smart, man. I think he's going to have his own media thing, and he's going to get big. And he's just going to say, you know what, Dad? I'm good. I'm done. And after like 6 or 7 years, while he's still in his late 20s, he's just going to say, you know what? I'm going to make my own media stream and all this stuff and all that. He's going to be under his dad's camp. Because by that time, LeBron's going to be retired. He's going to have his own media type deal.
I have his own team. Man.
Yeah, like he has it now. It's going to get bigger.
Right.
And he's going to have his own media scope. And he's going to be able to continue, just growing his brand. Because Bronny's like, doesn't he have like 8 million followers? 8 million.
He's pretty much an influencer.
You know what I mean?
He is an influencer.
He's a good kid.
That plays basketball.
And he takes care of himself. He doesn't put himself in situations. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
As long as he stay away from white women, he'd be straight.
Hey, man. Whatever your preference is, man. But, I think, 7 years, 8 years down the line, after, figuring it out.
Does he stay in the league that long?
I don't know if he's going to stay in the league that long. That's another.
So this is where we're going to do Coach E. This is a segment, Coach E. Have you seen his games in the preseason and the summer league yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, from watching him play, do you think he's capable of being an all-star?
No. Not right now. He's not showing me anything. The problem is, can
you analyze his game for us?
Okay, I can analyze it. Okay, he's a point guard. He's supposed to be a point guard. He's not 6'3".
Not 6'3"?
He's not 6'3". So with shoes on, he's 6'3". He doesn't have a long wingspan. So he's heavily reliant on his athleticism and his shooting prowess. So you're an athletic off guard. Because I think in high school he played sort of the combo guard. Mm-hmm. He's a hustler. He's a solid help defender. I don't think he's the best one-on-one defender because remember, for his height and size, he's not that big. He doesn't really stand out. At his height and size, he's supposed to be playing point guard. And you know what a point guard's supposed to do. It's all about consistency at that position. So consistency of shooting, consistency of getting guys involved and whatnot, something that he wasn't doing during his senior year of high school and something that he didn't get even a chance to do at USC, which me personally, I thought he should have stayed another year in college.
Yeah.
He would have got his money, but seeing him with the ball, being in control, telling a team what to do, setting up the play, I felt if he would have had that opportunity, would at least garnish him a little bit more, getting higher, getting a higher draft pick. But his dad really wanted him in the league, and the Lakers gave him that opportunity. Now during this time, he's really got to elevate his point guard skills because he is not an off guard two. He is not a two. Like, for instance, you think about a guy like Gary Payton Jr. That plays on the Warriors. You see what he does, all those little things, but he's 6'4". He uses all his intangibles, and he's really worked on his body to be as athletic. This guy was athletic enough to block the Joker, you know what I mean? But he's using what he's learned, because you're talking about a guy that's gone back and forth to the G League and whatnot and earned himself an NBA contract. So I think that's what's probably going to happen to Bronny if he doesn't work on his point guard skills. But Gary Payton Jr. was a point guard when he played at Oregon. He had to make some adjustment to his game. And I think due to the fact that they rushed this whole scenario with Bronny, he's going to have to make some adjustments to his game, because if he can't be a point guard, which is he is the size. He's not even 6'4", 6'5". He is legitly 6'3" with shoes on. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to make some adjustments to his game. And he's really, really, the little shooting display that he had during the preseason, it's got to get better.
He had no shooting.
Exactly. He's got to get a lot more consistent. And as a pro, somebody that obviously understands that, and he knows that, he's going to work on that. But he's really got to show the team. And if, by chance he is traded, or any other team, like in his career, he's got to really show that he can play the point guard.
Okay.
He's got to really show he can play the point guard.
So if there's an NBA or a NBA comp to what you think his career is going to be, what do you think that's going to look like?
NBA. I can't say a comp. You can't compare another player to another player, especially with one of his journey. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the closest, but this guy had a great career, and I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like
we speak truth on here, man.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, I see him, like, if he works on his shooting and really gets good defensively and really gets consistent, mm-hmm. and shows that he can play the off guard, catch and shoot and all that stuff, and then play some point guard, Lindsey Hunter.
Who?
Oh my God. Lindsey Hunter, man. Great shooter.
Okay.
Came off the bench.
That's why I don't know him.
Exactly. That's why you don't know him.
Lindsey Hunter. Okay.
Lindsey Hunter. That's the comp now.
We're going to clip that, right?
Yeah. Lindsey Hunter. No. Because Lindsey Hunter was the garbage. He's a guy that came off the bench. He could play the off guard. He could shoot the hell out of the basketball. He was a great defender in his prime. And then he won a championship coming off the bench. He you know what I'm saying? He did everything that he was supposed to do. But when he came into the league, he was a point guard, but he was more of a scoring guard, but he was undersized. So what did he do? He worked on his game. LeBronny's more athletic, obviously. Mm-hmm. Bronny's might be a little bit better as far as the athleticism and the attacking. But Lindsey Hunter had a great career. He was in the NBA. He stayed in the NBA. Another guy, like you could say Derek Fisher. You could, like, these guys that I'm saying aren't trash. Like, they stayed in the NBA. You're talking about guys at 6'2", 6'1", playing, handling their duties, and being consistent at their duties, like shooting. When they're open, they knock it down. They give you about 5 to 6 assists with low turnovers. They play defense. And if they had to be physical, they did their job. That's why I mentioned Lindsey Hunter, because that's what he did in his 12-plus year career. Yeah, he wasn't an all-star. Yeah, Derek Fisher wasn't an all-star. That's another comp I'm giving them. But they did their job, and they remain in an NBA uniform.
A long time.
Exactly.
Derek Fisher won championships doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the high I'm giving him. Now, can he get better than that? Yes, he can. But we're going to see. We're going to see as he develops himself if he can go past that. But my comp as of right now is a Derek Fisher or a Lindsey Hunter, because those guys stayed in the league, did their jobs, and did it to the T where they didn't have to get demoted down. They worked on their game, and they knew exactly what they knew exactly what they had to do, and they were the coaches on the floor of their teams.
And he does have a high IQ. It's just
exactly. He has a high, because his IQ is very high. He's very smart. He's a very smart kid. He knows basketball. Trust me, his dad's LeBron James. So it's all about executing. He doesn't get in the way of anything, but it's all about him finding his niche on the offensive and defensive end, while also maintaining the plays that are given to him and plays called out by JJ.
Okay.
So that's my comp as of right now.
Okay. So that's a great comp. Derek Fisher, I'm gonna take Derek Fisher.
Come on, man.
Because
come on. Hey, Lindsey Hunter's
Lakers
a champion too. Hey, Lindsey Hunter's a champion too.
What team you play for?
He played for your Lakers. Asshole. Damn. He played for your Lakers. And he won one with Detroit. So
oh, fuck Detroit, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the NFL side of it. You feel me? Like
NFL. Yeah.
I mean,
let's get into it.
This year, your teams are doing pretty well.
They're okay.
Doing pretty well. You know, you have multiple teams. Like,
hey, don't hate on me, bro.
Like, this is a running joke. He has like half the league. Like, he's a fan of half the league.
Don't hate on me, people. Don't hate on me, man. Hey, like I explained to this fool, but he always gets on me. I was born in Miami. I was raised in Chicago. And my man Edgerrin James got drafted to the Colts. So I was a Colts fan. So I followed those three teams. I try to root for those three teams. That's it. And neither team is dominating, but they're getting there. Okay. Miami, oh my God, Tua.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, bro.
He's done. He's retired. Like, to be honest with you don't want to be like, he's already had enough concussions already.
Bro.
One concussion enough.
He's gotten paid. That's the thing. They paid him too. So I would.
Oh, if you think Miami's going to let him run off with all that money, you are sadly mistaken.
I know. They're just going to, I think they might let him have the guarantee money.
Oh, yeah, the guarantee money.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about that. But yeah, that salary goes right back to.
They don't get some of that bread back.
Write it off.
You know, and then Tyreek Hill talking about, first of all, did you see that video with Tyreek Hill? I mean, we're doing a recap of the NFL season so far. First week of the season, Tyreek Hill gets arrested, sort of. Did you see that video?
Yeah. Did
you see the whole video?
No.
Okay. So we don't talk about that because I want to talk about the whole video, but it is what it is. The Buccaneers should be 6-0.
They should be. That game against Atlanta was amazing.
The game against Atlanta was bullshit.
I know, but that was amazing. It's something that shouldn't have happened. It sucked, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The Bucs should be
6-0.
Yeah, they should be,
because they should have.
But you know what? You have to give it to them. They're playing consistent football. Going into the second year of Baker Mayfield and giving them the contract, they got them the help that they need, and they're playing consistent football. That's what you need from a team. They got to play well in the secondary, play well in defense, play well on the offensive side. So the Buccaneers are one of the more consistent teams. Because remember what I used to tell you: your team used to shoot themselves in the foot.
If this was like an old Buccaneers, they'd be like,
they'll be in every game, and then they would, you know what I'm saying?
They'd actually be 2-4 if they was
exactly. So yeah, so this team is and shout out to Mike Evans, man.
He's hurt.
I know he's hurt, huh?
They're not announcing it, but he's hurt.
What do you see?
I think it's a like he's always had a hamstring type of situation. Yeah, it's just that he's able to fight through it. If you look at his stats right now, and if you look at the projected stats of what his season's going to be, you can do that off of ESPN.com. It looks they're saying he's projected to finish off with 800 some yards, which
who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? What you want him to get? Bro, he's had a hell of a career. He's proven my point that he's been underrated his whole career.
Right, but here's the thing, right? Yes, we love Chris Godwin. I think Chris Godwin's not going to be there next year. I don't think he'll be a Buck next year. They don't have enough. They don't have enough money, man.
I thought they paid him already.
Chris Godwin, no, his contract is up next year.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about your team, so you don't know about your team. I don't know.
So he's playing phenomenally. He's Baker's number one target at this current moment, but
Slot receiver.
slot receiver. It's just that
I thought they paid everybody.
No, my brother. The last person to get paid is really Chris Godwin, honestly. And because they brought back Levante David, because they brought back Mike Evans, because they brought back all these other guys, I feel like they could do some magic with Chris Godwin's contract or the roster or whatever. But when you just pay Antonio Winfield and he's the highest paid safety in the league,
I don't pay attention to your team. All I can say is I don't want to hear anybody talking shit about Mike Evans, man.
the reason why I say Mike Evans needs 1,000 yards is because if he has 1,000 yards, I believe he breaks the record between him and Jerry Rice.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if he does that, he does that. Like me personally, he's one of the few wide receivers that have over 100 touchdowns in a career.
No, not yet.
Yes, he does.
No, he
They
doesn't.
called his 100 touchdown against Atlanta, bro.
That's like with rushing and shit. The receiving,
The receiving, bro.
no, he does not.
Oh,
He has
Look it
90.
up.
He has, bro. I'm telling you, he has 99
what the
receiving.
hell gave him a rushing?
He had a rushing touchdown or something crazy like that, where it didn't count as a receiving touchdown. Yeah,
It was a slot play. I could have sworn.
I don't listen. When you go on his stats, he has because I'm gonna do that study his stats. What the hell's going on? He has like 99 receiving touchdowns.
That's some bullshit. But I just remember that 2014 wide receiving draft. That's considered to be one of the best drafts.
Look at it, 99. But let's get into it because we don't have that much time. So the big news is that Devontae Adams got traded to. I know. I told you. Mike Evans stats. I know this, my guy. Stop playing. The big news for the NFL season this far as in trading wise is Devontae. First of all, quick question: would you let Stephon Diggs date your sister?
No.
Okay.
My bad, Mr. Diggs, but no.
If you know, you know.
Yo, homeboy be doing his thing. I ain't.
Anyway, Devontae Adams is getting traded or gotten traded to the New York Jets. Do you think that's a big move, or do you think that's a move that will help them get into the playoffs, Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a move that can help them make a run. You get some consistency because you got Lazard, and now you got Devontae. You got Devontae, who's your slot. Like him and Aaron Rodgers are on the level, especially the offensive coordinator is the former offensive coordinator of Green Bay. So he's that guy that does everything that needs to be done to get that first down. He's that guy that can break away and take a lot of pressure off the other receivers. So he could be used as a diversion. He's the main weapon. He's the first down guy. And Devontae's been frustrated with a lot of the quarterback play he's had to deal with ever since he came to the Raiders, ever since they traded Carr away. Most of those guys couldn't put the ball where it needs to be, right? Well, he's going back to the guy that can put the ball where it needs to be. And him and the guy have that chemistry. So Devontae does all those things that a wide receiver of his caliber does. Diversion, first down, and catching touchdowns. So it's going to help the wide receiving core.
Is Aaron Rodgers the same guy that he left though?
Aaron Rodgers is not the same guy, but
So you're going to a shell of itself essentially.
yeah. But I think as the season progresses, the line should get better, and Aaron Rodgers can still put the ball where it needs to be. Now, is he going to be able to bomb it out there? No, but did you see that one Hail Mary play he had?
Yes.
Okay, then Aaron Rodgers is going to be fine as long as the offensive line stays consistent,
So
balanced, and they got to be balanced. They got to run the ball too.
So the receivers that's on the Jets before
Right.
were they not good? Were they not good?
I like Wilson.
Okay, so Gary.
Lazard.
So what you're trying to basically do is take the Green Bay Packers and put them on the Jets.
Exactly.
And what did that do for you in the last 4 or 5 seasons?
Hey, it ain't do nothing, but at least for Jets fans, it gives them some kind of hope because the defense is good. The defense has been good. It's just been the lack of the offense.
obviously you're the basketball guy and the football guy.
That's you.
You're not going to do anything. To be honest with you, Devontae Adams, yes, is one of the best receivers in the league.
It's a great pickup.
Truly, I think the trade that actually was better was the Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. That was a better trade, and it was worth than Devontae Adams and the Jets.
No. You asked me about the Devontae thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think the better trade is the Amari Cooper thing.
Right.
Yes, I totally agree with you, but you're asking about the Jets.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like...
But I'm going to ask you a question now.
Okay.
You're the football guy. You play football, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. If Buffalo were to play the Jets in the playoffs, who would you have?
I would bet my house on the Buffalo Bills.
I think it'd be a little more even keel now because now it's a little more even now because now you're having to worry about what he had similar to Green Bay with the playmakers that he had similar, like Lazard and Devontae play for Green Bay.
Right. And
then Wilson is a great possession receiver. So you got guys that, you have two great route runners in Wilson and Devontae, and then you have a big play threat, that big guy threat in Lazard. So
I'm going to say this, right? So, like, if we're talking about, like, underrated receivers, Amari Cooper is definitely one of the underrated.
You talk about a guy that's been on 3 teams. He's caught over 200 yards on each of those 3 teams.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So, like...
And then it doesn't help that he was playing with Watson, who's trash right now.
Don't know how that happened, but that's the greatest fall of all time.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're talking about that, Amari Cooper is going to be a better fit. Why?
Right.
He's a better fit, or it's a better receiver because one, he's not a diva. He doesn't have trauma. He's a better route runner than Devontae Adams. That's just my opinion. He's a better route runner than Devontae Adams, and in that system, I feel like Josh Allen is going to be he will be able to give him the ball better.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, and they already have an established team.
Right.
They already have an established team.
Okay.
What is the Jets' identity? You don't have one.
Bro,
you just fired your head coach.
That's the head coach. There've been head coaches that have said they're not messing with the offense. Like when Tony Dungy made that run.
Right, but here's the thing. What team in NFL history, and I've looked this over and I'm trying to find it, I didn't see anything. What NFL head coach that got fired in the middle of the season and that team still made the playoffs?
I'm not the football person, so yeah, I can't really, you know what I mean?
You feel me? So like when you look at,
I'm sure our viewers will let us know.
Facts, they're gonna cuss me out like you don't know shit. Like the Jets, I don't think it made them a little bit better, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that guy anymore.
Bro, I get what you're saying, but if the line does a better job and they get consistency from the run game,
then why not? Then why trade for Devontae Adams? You had good receivers there already. You had good young receivers that were hungry. You got injured last year. And the receiver on that team still made it 1,000 yards. So my question is for you, Aaron Rodgers, why are we going and getting Devontae Adams, which is cool? You're hindering the progress and the ascension of your other receivers.
I don't think it's that. I think they're going to be fine.
Aaron Rodgers is trying to be Tom Brady, but the thing is, he's fucking up the team.
Get it.
He's fucking up a team worse than helping. When Tom Brady came to Tampa, he made that team way better in the organization, way better as a whole.
James, when Tom Brady came to Tampa, right? They tried to do it Bruce Arians' way. And it wasn't helping.
Right. And
he's incorporated some of his plays into the playbook. And they made their run and they went to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So next year.
Yeah, what do you think Aaron Rodgers is trying to do with the Jets?
Okay. The next season, what happened? The next season, Tom Brady threw for 5,000 yards. He's the oldest quarterback with 5,000 yards.
Yes, I know.
That's a Bruce Arians offense.
Bro, but Bruce Arians been
Jameis Winston threw 5,000 yards.
I know that. But in Bruce Arians' offense, you're always throwing. You always get hit. That's how he got my quarterback to retire in Indianapolis.
He got
injured.
No, y'all had no offensive line, and y'all still don't have no fucking offensive line. And you
bro,
y'all have an offensive line?
Bro. When you're asked to throw the ball as many times, when you're asked to throw the ball as many times in a Bruce Arians offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand what Bruce Arians brings with the football knowledge,
Yes.
but a lot of his team. I'm talking about the Cardinals. I'm talking about the Colts. I'm talking about, like, I'm telling you, all those quarterbacks had great numbers, but they got hit a lot.
Yeah, because you have to hold the ball on. You have to hold the ball.
Yeah, because the plays.
So the wide receivers can develop their routes. Yeah.
Right, 15 plus yard. You know what I'm saying? If Tom Brady came in there and told him, listen, we cannot do that. I can't be getting hit. I can't be getting up all the time, bro.
So
It was some of Bruce Arians' plays, yes, and some of Tom Brady's that helped them win.
listen.
And Tom Brady is obviously one of the smart. That's how y'all got y'all championship. The man's a smart man. He does his thing. So let Aaron, which he's doing, bring his offense. Got his offensive coordinator over there. Got his guys.
Okay.
And you have one of the best defenses in the Jets.
Okay.
Put the Green Bay defense in. Put the Green Bay offense in there and that's the formula that they're trying to do to try to win it. Now, am I saying they're going to win it? I don't know, but you're going to see a lot more consistency, a lot more control, and I think better quarterback play from Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. So this is my question.
Now, the line is suspect, yes, but I'm just saying.
So with everything that you just told me right now, are they better than the Chiefs?
No, they're not better than the Chiefs. No, bro.
Are they better than the Bills?
I think they're about even. Like I said, even told. The thing about it is the quarterback play. Josh Allen is younger. Josh Allen's more athletic, and Josh Allen's more of a scrambling threat. But there's some, like Buffalo's not the most consistent team.
Are they better than Baltimore?
No. I'm going, hey, that's my team. That's my pick.
Okay.
That's my pick.
I'm about to say.
To go to the Super Bowl to represent the
I'm about to say, you was
AFC.
talking a little crazy for a second.
That's my Florida boys right there. Shout out to Lamar and shout out to what's his name?
Just shout out to Lamar, Derrick Henry.
Derrick
shout
Henry.
out to that too.
No. That combination right there. They're figuring out Derrick Henry, my bad, and Lamar. Yo, them Florida boys right there, man.
Lamar might win a second back-to-back. He might win a back-to-back.
That's not the concern. Let's get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. That's the team I'm choosing. Everybody's a cheat. I know all the people in Kansas City must be looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
Nah, I don't think anybody. Because they're 5-0 and shit like that. But
yeah, but Kansas City's saying, but that's that's the consistency of Kansas City making the adjustment, and that's Patrick Mahomes and that team, Travis Kelce and all them boys making it happen. And that's a football team. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make the adjustments. But I'm choosing Baltimore this year.
You know what? The Broncos are sneakily good this year.
They are.
But we should have beat them.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny you mentioned that.
Saints got their ass whooped. I'm looking at it. 33-10.
Yo, they struggled. Oh, they couldn't protect the quarterback for nothing, bro.
So, we want to pretty much end this off with this. We want to do picks for this week.
All right. Lay them on me.
All right. So the Broncos and the Saints have already played their game.
Right. They already did.
So we have Patriots versus Jags. I believe the Jaguars are at home. Let me make sure.
At Jacksonville?
Yeah, no, the Jags are at home.
And May is starting, right? Drake May is the QB, the starting QB for the Patriots.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Okay.
Because they need
Yeah. The Patriots gonna have the first overall pick this year.
Yeah. Looks to be.
Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, I'm going with Jacksonville as well, so boom. Lions versus Vikings. Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Okay.
That's gonna be a good one.
By the way, Aiden Hutchinson is out.
Really?
Did you not see the play?
No, I don't watch football like that.
His leg wrapped around somebody else's leg.
Oof. Damn.
Yeah, he's out. He's gonna be out for the season.
Yeah. But shout out to Donald. Shout out to Donald. He's been balling for Minnesota. I think they're gonna rally, and I think Detroit's gonna pick up the win.
I'm going with the Vikings.
Going with the Vikings.
You don't have that
either pick.
You don't have Aiden there to give that pressure. And what I saw from Homeboy, he's second us 5 times. He is the best player on that team.
Right. Defensive player.
On that team. That's in my opinion.
Right.
He's the best player on the team, and you lose that. You lose the heart and soul of that team. It
He's
might.
gonna be on the sideline, or he's gonna be on the phone yelling at him. But I thought the Detroit's been playing as a team. They killed the Cowboys, man.
Yes.
You seen what they did to
Yes.
the Cowboys?
Yes,
Oh
it makes me happier that we beat them.
Oh man,
Let's go to Titans versus Bills.
Bills. I think it's overall.
Will
Bills.
Levis is trash.
My God,
Is
yo.
garbage. Let me go out there. Let me lose like 45 pounds, 50 pounds. I can be a better quarterback.
I'm
than
not
Will
no
Levis.
quarterback, but damn, man,
Shit.
that's tough.
What? Okay.
Feel bad for Tennessee.
Both of your teams are playing each other. The Dolphins and the Colts. Who is winning that one?
Going with my Colts.
Yes, that's the smart idea.
Thanks.
All right. Seahawks versus the Falcons.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
I'm going to go Falcons.
Either or, it should be a good game though.
I think Kirk Cousins doing his Minnesota thing where he's getting hot.
Yeah, he gets hot, then he falls off,
Towards
phases
it.
off, and gets another $100 million contract. Yeah, we know.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Texans versus Packers. The battle of the young quarterbacks.
out of the young quarterbacks, I'm going Texans. Where are they playing at?
Packers, Green Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah, I like my boy CJ. Yeah. I like him in that.
I'm going to go with the Texans as well. I was going to go with the Packers, but I'm going to go with the Texans. Bengals versus Browns, and they're at home. The Browns are at home.
If the Bengals don't win this game, bro, man, I'm going Bengals. I know Myles Garrett's gonna be all up on Joe Burrow's face, but
I'm going to
please don't say you're going Cleveland.
we have to have an upset
Bro.
somewhere. We have to have an upset
Watson
somewhere.
has had a third down completion in how many tries?
Okay, so we're going to go with the Bengals. But the Bengals are not playing good this year anyways.
Yeah, I know they're struggling.
Okay, this is where I'm going to go with my shit. My upset alert. Upset alert. Eagles versus Giants. The Giants are at home. I'm going with the Giants.
Oh man, nah, the Eagles gonna make up, man. Because hey, come on, man. What's his name is on the Eagles now?
Man, I don't give a fuck. Who? Devin
running
White? Or running back?
Yeah,
I don't give a damn.
Saquon.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, man, no. You know they're gonna
Giants.
get together. You know Saquon done came up in there and says, "Hey, we ain't losing this game.
I know.
Whatever issue you have, I am not trying to lose to my former team."
So you're saying that if you have him on fantasy,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he gonna make the Giants pay.
Okay, Raiders versus Rams. Rams are at home.
I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with the Raiders. Panthers or the Commanders? Commanders are at home.
Commanders.
Okay.
God Daniel's doing his thing.
Look,
Shout out DC.
you're talking about he's an MVP candidate. Nigga,
Oh, I don't know nothing about that. I'll just say he's doing his thing.
that's crazy. He's a rookie. Chiefs versus 49ers. 49ers are at home.
Chiefs.
49ers.
Okay.
I think they do the upset.
Do the upset.
Get the rematch.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Jets versus Steelers. Ooh,
Oh, I'm going Jets.
I'm going with my Steelers, son. Stop playing with me.
Shout out to Lisa.
Man,
Shout out to Miss Lisa.
oh yeah, Miss Lisa from work.
Yeah.
We got Ravens and the Buccaneers. This is the one that is looking with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go against your team here. I'm choosing my Florida boys. I'm choosing the
You can't
Ravens.
even name more than one Florida boy. That's crazy. But like,
What?
you can't name one. You can't name more than one.
Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
I don't think. No, he is from Florida.
Yes, bro. You.
Yeah, I forgot. He does have like the all-time.
Oh my
rating.
God.
Okay, so we got the Ravens and we got the. I'm gonna come back on that one. But-
Oh no.
Okay. On paper, the Ravens should beat the brakes off of us.
I don't think beat the brakes. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think beat the brakes. No,
There's-
they're just gonna have a hard time trying to stop Henry.
I love Levante David, but there's like it. I just saw Lamar Jackson stiff arm a man twice, and still score a touchdown.
We've seen a lot of miracle plays. We've seen some, great miracle plays come out of Ravens.
On paper, the Ravens should win.
Right. Can they be upset? Yes, they can.
Yes, they can.
Yeah. So pick your team.
I'm gonna pick my team.
Right.
I'm just not gonna watch the game because every game I watch, they lose. So I'm not gonna watch this game.
So you don't watch your team play?
I'll watch the highlights and I'll watch after.
Okay.
And then the last one is the Chargers versus the Cardinals. That's a weak ass game.
Yeah, I'm picking Chargers though.
I got the Cardinals, man.
Yeah.
Justin, listen, and I'm gonna say this last thing. Everybody was on Justin Herbert's nuts, okay, a couple years ago, and he hasn't shown anything. They were saying Justin Herbert was better than Lamar Jackson, and that was the funny part to me. And I always knew it was never the same. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Go with the Cardinals. All right, the show is pretty much over and ended with. My brother, what do you have remaining for this weekend?
Nothing else really.
No, jeez.
Nah, I ain't got nothing going on. I'm just being a dad. You know what I mean?
That's a job in itself.
Shout out to my 3 beautiful kids. And
Shout out to all the girls that swallow mines. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
A positive message. Hanged over with a negative one. Okay.
That wasn't a neck. That's
Man,
they had skills. You feel me?
We're trying to be. Come on, man. Trying to be clean.
That was clean. I didn't say nothing crazy.
Oh Lord.
I didn't say nothing crazy. But if you want to shout, do you have a social media that you want to shout?
Not really.
Okay. So if you really want to follow the podcast and show support, please follow us at _YBG_23. And then
That's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. But there was a lot of YBGs when I created this account.
Okay.
And then if you want to follow me, it's _Samaj2015. Keep following us. Again, we have a lot more in store. We've moved to a different area. We moved from the couch to the studio. We at the stew now.
Yeah, we appreciate all the love and support, all the comments. Thank you so much.
If it's okay with you, I would like to dedicate this episode to a friend.
Right ahead, sir.
A friend that we lost a couple weeks ago. Actually, was it a month ago?
Thanks.
Yeah, a month ago. So I want to dedicate this episode to you. And your family will always love you. And to everybody else, YBG, Young Black and Gifted, is more than a title. We love you all. Have a good day.
Take care. Peace.